10 important facts about timber floors. Everyone loves the timber floor, and if sustainably harvested, it's an environmentally friendly choice that will add significant value to your home. A tree absorbs and stores carbon very efficiently as a nutrient, and around half its dry weight is carbon, which is locked in even when it's harvested. So here are some important facts about timber floors to consider. So firstly, the species. Hardwoods are the most durable. You'll choose the species based on the colour and hardness, as there are varying grades of hardness amongst the different species. If renovating to sell, go for a harder species, and if you are appealing to an Asian market, timbers with a reddish colour such as red ironbark are more popular. There are three main grades in flooring: Select, Standard and Feature. Select is by far the best for a clean contemporary look. Standard and Feature grade will have imperfections, knots and gum veins in varying degrees, which will give a more rustic look. The moisture content is also important to consider. Timber is a dynamic material. Its moisture content is critical and causes it to expand and contract. Seasoning or drying is important so that the material has time to be dried out and reduces the likelihood of cupping. The ideal situation is to get your timber to site 12 weeks before laying, stacked with spaces between the boards to allow airflow. This will allow time for the timber to acclimatise to the moisture level in the room and reduce the risk of cupping. With board width, generally the wider, the more luxurious. The standard sizes are 60, 80 and 130 millimetres wide. Some recycled materials are available in up to 320 millimetres wide. The boards should be 16 millimetres thick, although some recycled products that are milled from old flooring will be as low as 12 millimetres and will require a plywood or particle board subfloor. Boards are usually laid on timber joists or can be laid directly over a concrete or timber floor. The boards should be laid perpendicular to the light source to reduce the visibility of any cupping, and boards should also be laid to allow for movement due to expansion. The tongue and groove profile of floorboards allows them to interlock. Secret nailing involves nailing the board down at the tongue so that the nail is covered when the next board interlocks. Then the nails aren't visible. This is only possible for boards up to 100 millimetres wide. However, some people prefer not to secret nail, opting for the more rustic look of the visible nail heads. The floor is a major source of heat loss in a home, and this can be significantly reduced by installation of insulation bats. The biggest negative with timber floor is the noise level. The large expanse of hard surface causes noise to reverberate. This is a huge issue in older styled multi-storey apartments. Insulation will also help absorb the sound, as will floor rugs, heavy curtains, textile wall hangings and soft furnishings. The recommendation for finishing this beautiful material is to sand and seal with an oil-based product such as tung oil. The mother in me would advise against this, particularly if you have a tribe of teenagers. It scratches easily and you'll find you need to have the floors resurfaced often. Polyurethane is not recommended as it binds the edges of the boards. However, it looks beautiful and it lasts. Whatever finish you decide on, you need at least 3 coats and sand it in between. Recycled floorboards are readily available and are beautifully seasoned and hard due to their age, often up to 100 years old. Some suppliers will machine to your specifications, giving you a huge amount of flexibility in terms of profile, size and thickness. It's not always machined from old floorboards as they are difficult to remove intact. The tongues tend to break off when they're being removed. So it would probably be machined from other members salvaged from old buildings such as warehouses, wool stores and wharves. And finally, floating floors. There are 2 types. The engineered flooring, which has a veneer, a 4mm timber veneer on a tongue and groove MDF base. An engineered flooring is a good cost-effective alternative if your budget doesn't allow you to go for solid timber. It can look just like a timber floorboard, but the thickness of the veneer limits the number of times it can be sanded and sealed. Laminated floated flooring is purely a man-made product, and in fact the timber grain is actually a photographic print, so will wear off in high traffic areas.